A 17-year-old now charged with the heinous murders of his mother and stepfather.
Prosecutors charging Waukesha West student Nikita Casap with first-degree intentional homicide and hiding their bodies.
12 News' Hannah Hilliard is live at the Waukesha County Courthouse. And Hannah, the new allegations are just incredibly disturbing.
All right, Blake, prosecutors here in Waukesha detailing Casap's obsession with gore, and that in the weeks leading up to his parents' deaths, prosecutors say he talked about killing them and the President of the United States.
The first count is first-degree intentional homicide.
Nikita Casap walked into the Waukesha County courtroom for the first time charged with the first-degree homicide of his mom, Tatiana Casap, and his stepfather, Donald Mayer. The two found shot dead and decomposing when sheriff's deputies found them inside their Waukesha home last month.
The highest counts that we have, quite frankly, in our country is what's been alleged here.
A new 14-page criminal complaint says a Waukesha West classmate, identified as Witness A, told investigators Casap mentioned that, quote, he was planning to kill his parents in the weeks leading up to their deaths, and that he was communicating with a Russian man about conspiring to overthrow the U.S. government and assassinate President Trump.
The defendant did threaten to kill Witness A if she told anyone what he was telling her after he had given her information that he was speaking with someone from Russia.
Prosecutors say those conversations with the Russian happened on an app called Telegram. Some of the messages discussing how the teen wanted to flee to Eastern Europe, saying, quote, I'll be able to live a normal life, even if when it's found out I did it.
He's been speaking with someone in Russian about moving to Ukraine after committing these crimes. So the state is concerned that he's a flight risk if he is ever released.
Prosecutors believe Casap killed his parents on February 11th, then stayed in the house with their bodies for 12 more days. The whole while communicating with his school, his stepdad's employer, and family members from his parents' accounts. Investigators say surveillance footage from inside the home show Casap in the same room as his stepfather's body, quote, to keep candles lit.
They're indicating they've got video evidence, they've got communication, they've got transactions, they've got a litany of things.
Hannah, it's almost hard to wrap your head around all of these details. Detectives found the house ransacked.
Yeah, so prosecutors say Casap ended up tearing up his own home in search for stashes of money as well as family jewelry. And when police ended up arresting Casap in rural Kansas, they did find that he had $14,000 in cash on him as well as $14,000 worth of his mother's jewelry. Now, investigators, they will not tell me if they've been able to track down the Russian Casap was apparently communicating with via telegram. He is right now here in Waukesha being held in jail on a $1 million bond.
A lot of disturbing details there. Hannah Hilliard reporting live outside the Waukesha County Courthouse. An autopsy shows Donald Mayer and Tatiana Casap were killed on February 11th. However, police did not discover their bodies until February 28th. Police arrested Nikita Casap in Kansas March 2nd after he ran a stop sign. Casap was extradited back to Wisconsin and made his first court appearance in the state 10 days later, charged only at the time with stealing his stepfather's car. Well, today prosecutors charged him with killing his parents.